SNES Classic announced with an unreleased game, a full list of awesome titles. What can we expect from this thing? Today we find out on the Daily Gamer. What's up, guys, and welcome to the inaugural episode of the Daily Gamer, a show where we take the biggest video game news of the day and talk about it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week. The SNES Classic Edition has been finally confirmed by Nintendo. We have the full game list and all of the details available right now to discuss and talk about. Just to clarify, this show is not about breaking the news, this show is about interpreting the news, what I think and you think, where we can have an open dialogue about the biggest news stories of the day. According to IGN's Joe Scribbles, Nintendo has announced the Super NES Classic Edition and announced that it will be released on September 29th at a suggested retail price of $79.99 US. The prices for the UK and Australia are not available at this time. The follow-up to the NES Classic Edition, which will be called the Nintendo Classic Mini Super Nintendo Entertainment System in Europe. Good God, that is a mouthful. Why could we not simplify that title to everywhere just being the SNES Classic? I don't know. The Nintendo Classic Mini Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or SNES Classic Edition, will contain 21 titles. And by God, are they some good games, including, most notably, an unreleased Star Fox 2, the sequel to Star Fox that we never saw. That is going to be huge, and that is going to be what potentially causes some problems for us. But before we get into that, why don't we read the full list of games that includes Contra 3, Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox, Star Fox 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, and Yoshi's Island. Wow, what a list of games this thing has, and as you can see, we have the images of it. It's a beautiful, sleek style, just a very miniature, palm-sized edition of this SNES Classic that we all know and love. And the details so far are that this comes with an HDMI cable, a USB power cable, as well as 2 wired SNES Classic controllers. There is no word whether or not they've increased the length of the wires on these controllers. As we know, that's been a problem with the Classic in the past, and not the only problem, but that has been a problem, and they haven't addressed yet. Granted, this news just came out, whether or not this will be a extended controller length compared to the previous NES Classic. So one strange thing that I do want to discuss, the US version will come with the AC adapter needed to plug the USB cable into for power, but the European version will not. I don't understand why, but the European version, will feature the system and the controller's regional design. I don't know why it wouldn't include the adapter. That's a strange difference, also almost as strange as the difference in name, but there must be some kind of reason, I would assume. So what do we think about this overall? Well, what I think is it's awesome. It's exactly what we wanted. This is awesome, and I think that this bests the NES Classic in every single way, really, except for one, of course, the price. It's $20 more, but the games you're getting for this console are just insanely. This is an insane, outstanding roster of games. One that's really difficult to beat on your best day. You could not really put up a stronger list of games than this one. There are some glaring missing games. Chrono Trigger, of course, Donkey Kong Country 2, in my opinion, which is a great game. But they got the first one on there, which is the one everyone knows and loves. But the second one is such a great game, I'm surprised it's not on here, honestly. But that's 21 awesome games. Star Fox 2, a completely unreleased game. Why do I think that's going to cause problems? Well, that brings in the element of collectors. Not only this, but obviously this is a collector's item in general. But now we have people who are going to want so badly to get a hold of the only way to play this game that's never come out. And I think that's going to create a real craze for this system, even more so than already probably would have existed. And as we know, there was a lot of problems with people who wanted to get an NES Classic and couldn't because there was just not enough. People who want one still just can't get one. Is that going to be a problem with this? Will they have pre-orders for this now, knowing that there is clearly a hunger for this kind of product? We don't know. I'm going to say it's probably going to go a lot of similar route than the first one did, honestly. I don't think there's going to be that much of a difference. I think it's also a little bit strange that they clearly are having supply problems with the Nintendo Switch, as yours truly can't get one. I know I'm not the only one. There's tons of people who want a Switch and can't get one. So now we're going to reveal this SNES Classic Edition when no one's gotten anything they wanted yet. People haven't gotten an NES Classic yet. People haven't gotten a Switch yet. So here's a third product on the market here that potentially are going to have a lot of problems getting a hold of. I don't understand when they're going to address the issues of not meeting supply and demand. It seems like it's very and obviously an issue. Every time they have a product, there is this problem. Granted, we all know that from, you know, the Wii, that were kind of artificial constraints, but it doesn't seem that that's the case anymore. It seems at this point, with the Switch particularly, there's an issue, and they need to just come out. I know they've come out and apologized, but they need to tell us what they're going to do about it. And if this NES Classic goes the same way, and we are having trouble getting them, there's no pre-orders or anything like that, even though there's clearly just a lot of people that want to get in on this, and they're just throwing money away, then there's going to be a real problem. You know, that's an issue that needs to be addressed. But back to the positive. Overall, this is an awesome product. For 80 bucks, I'm definitely going to try to get one. It comes out on September 29th in America. I think it's the same date in Europe. So keep your eyes peeled, guys. I really hope that you get one if you want one. Let me know what games you want to be included on this thing below. If there's any missing that you love, or is this game list perfect? Are you happy with the price point? What do you think about the controllers? What do you think about the product overall? Let me know in the comments below. And that's it for today's Daily Gamer. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it, and it helps out so much. The best way to support this channel is by going to patreon.com/thebeastnj and becoming a patron for just $1 or more and getting all kinds of exclusive perks and rewards. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.